Hello? Hello? I hate it. Thinks my mic is a hand, I think. Hello? 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 Hello, Paint. Hello, Foam Taro. I know I haven't spoken to you in so long, Tom. It's been minutes. I can turn my mic up way louder. There we go. Now we're talking. Oh, hi, Mark. I really hate that it thinks my mic. Maybe if I put my microphone down farther. We'll try this. We'll try this. We'll try this. Is that okay, like audio-wise? Invent a clear microphone? Wait, I don't think it even... Oh, maybe. Well, because it has two like webcams that like look at me, and then it figures out depth from there. So it'd have to be pretty clear. Pretty clear. Anyways. So, what's the deal with the Epstein files? So I did a stream. Actually, let me calibrate my face really quick. I just realized. Isn't it really cool that Warudo does this thing where it like shows those lines on the screen? Isn't that like really cool and cute? Pisses me off. Anyways. So if you haven't heard, one of the greatest political conspiracies to ever hit the United States, there's this thing called the Epstein files, where many hundreds of powerful people, very rich financiers, Trump and his family members, professors, lot of politicians, a lot of publicists. See, that's not my hand. A lot of people who have contact with women caught up in this. Was not expecting a Lua Lucky Epstein files stream. This is the second one. This is the second Lua Lucky Epstein files stream. It's a stream series now. So anyways, the government has been very slowly releasing the Epstein files that they said for years does not exist. And obviously it does. It's funny. So Trump, one of the big things he got elected on was saying he was I'm gonna make them release the Epstein files. I'm gonna make them release it's full of it. We're gonna release the Epstein files. And then he got the Epstein files and he's like, the Epstein files don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a Democratic conspiracy. Obama made up the Epstein files. Hillary made up the Epstein files. Because he realized he was all over them. This is almost as exciting as the time someone read the Unabomber's manifesto on stream. Beautiful. A real Jedi mind trick? Yeah. These are not the files you're looking for. I don't know, that's a horrible Trump impression. Simply dog shit. More redaction than the SCP files? Quite literally, yes. So, yeah, so then Congress and Senate almost unanimously, there was one guy who voted against it. Said you gotta release the Epstein files. This was years, guys. This was years of this happening. You gotta release the Epstein files, and they have to be unredacted, except for victims' names. Like, you can redact victims' names, but they should be unredacted otherwise. You can't redact people if their reputation's being harmed. And they released like a bunch of fairly innocuous files that of course had lots and lots and lots of co-conspirators names redacted. You know, the people who did the bad stuff, their names were redacted. But of course they didn't redact the names of, you know, Bill Clinton or, you know, other various people they don't like. They didn't redact those names. But, you know, if they're a current acting politician and their reputation's going to be harmed, of course we're going to redact their names because it will affect them. But we're not even there yet, honk. We'll get there. We will get there. So that's what happened in, November. And then they did another huge dump at the end of December and about a couple weeks ago. Have the investigators considered waterboarding for the truth? So here's the issue, Dork. The investigators, by which I mean the FBI, they already know the truth. The truth is that the president and the richest people in the entire world, many of the richest people in the entire world, and many of the currently most powerful politicians in the world are guilty. They have evidence, hundreds and hundreds of pages of evidence of them doing the most heinous illegal shit you can imagine. Raping young children, sex trafficking women, killing people, or at least that seems to be the case. Killing some of these women and other people. You know, bribery, blackmail. Imagine it. I've also heard that there's some cannibalism in here. I haven't found it myself yet. We'll get there. We'll try to find it ourselves. Just literally the most depraved acts a human could possibly commit. And they have proof of this, but because it's the most powerful people in the world, the people who have the power to prosecute, they're not prosecuting anybody. Because if they prosecuted one person, all of the truth would come out. So wait, that stuff is bad? Powerful how? Are they superheroes? Well, unfortunately, we live in a world where money can solve most problems. So, you know, when we have a government where all branches of government rely on money to both function and the humans within them rely on money to live, and then you can give the humans within that government organization millions and millions of dollars to do whatever you want, or threaten them with death. You know, you can pay an assassin to kill someone like Epstein. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's much of a conspiracy theory to say that Epstein did not kill himself. I'm gonna be honest about that. Then, you know, it's really hard to force the government to do something when there's millions and millions, literally billions of dollars, and the highest powers of the government putting pressure on them not to do it, you know? So, anyways, yeah, the redactions are insane. Like, they're redacting people who obviously should not be redacted. They are missing victims' names that they're supposed to be redacting. And then, so anyways, Pam Bondi. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know Pam Bondi's actual, like, position in government. I'm Googling it right now. Pam Bondi, she is the United States Attorney General. So she's in charge of the courts. And she's appointed by Trump. And so they have a hearing, like, literally this happened, I think, like early last week, mid last week. They have a hearing, a congressional hearing, where they're interrogating Pam Bondi. They said, Pam Bondi, the deadline for you to release all of the Epstein files without necessary redactions was the end of last year. We're now in February 15th. You've passed the deadline. You're now breaking the law. You're now breaking the law. Where's the files? And we're just gonna watch it. It's hard to watch because it's so ridiculous that it genuinely seems like a joke, like an SNL sketch. Oops. How did I accidentally bring up a second Animal Crossing OST video? Pam Bondi highlights? I don't know what else to write. It's hard to... I find it hard to find anything ridiculous when it's all a farce. It's my belief they're trying to figure out how to exploit the perpetrators, but they're still too incompetent to do that. Toxicity and blackmail is their native tongue. They're used to the concept of put nothing on paper, which is why she can't even admit water is wet. Yeah. So let's take a listen. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. A YouTube short. So they're literally saying they're asking her a yes or no question. Okay, they're saying I don't even know what the question was. You know, something. What weren't the files supposed to be released by the end of the year? Something like that.
The Epstein files. More than 500 attorneys and reviewers spent thousands of hours painstakingly reviewing millions of pages to comply with Congress's law. We've released more than 3 million pages, including 180,000 images, all to the public, while doing our very best in the time frame allotted by the legislation to protect victims. And if you brought us a victim's name that was inadvertently released, we immediately redacted it. All members of Congress, as you know, are invited to visit DOJ to see for yourself.
This is not the part
I want to take a moment to acknowledge the Epstein survivors, and I will continue to any victim.
This is not the part I cared about. That was the only thing of any kind of substance she said during that thing. I'm trying to find the thing where she's talking about the Dow.
I understand that Brian Ballard.
This is not even the same hearing. Anyways, she starts screaming. She starts literally like yelling. I mean, because both the hearing adjudicates and her are yelling at each other. And so she starts yelling. She's like, not on her time. She's not supposed to even be speaking. She starts yelling back. She's like, you are just trying to distract from the fact that under Trump, the Dow is now at over 50,000. Trump's economy is doing so well, and you will not acknowledge that. When this is a hearing about Epstein, no one asked, didn't care, don't care. Hey, guess what? Even if all of that logic made sense, I don't care. I don't care if Trump's this solves cancer. There's actually a sketch comedy skit on YouTube where it's like, we found the cure to cancer, but the guy's a pedophile or something like that. I know, you have Trump derangement syndrome. I know, right? Wait till she hears about the minus 1 million job adjustment. Exactly, right? By the way, like, also, so Trump's approval rating is like the lowest it's ever been, of course. You know, it wasn't even the Epstein stuff. It was when ICE murdered 2 people in cold blood. Due process? I don't know her. That's the second, the Alex Peretti killing is what did it. So anyways, so Trump's approval rating is lowest it's ever been, and so they stopped counting. They just stopped counting approval ratings. They stopped checking. Also, Dow is up my ass. The S&P is in the pits right now. I don't know about... Economics is completely irrelevant to, I mean, not entirely, insofar as that actually quite a lot of stuff in the Epstein files, guys, as we talked about last stream, was Epstein helping people insider trade. That was like his big thing. Like, besides him like giving people access to victims to sexually exploit or eat or kill or what the fuck ever, Epstein's really like big thing was insider trading, as he was basically like a info broker almost. Friendship ended with over 9,000. Now the Dow is over 50,000. Is my best friend. I know, right? I would have to get the like inflection and everything correctly for Pam Bundy though, which I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna spend my time with. It's not worth the energy. So anyway, so a bunch of files came out that actually did have a lot of damning information on them. Still, by the way, not very much about, like, not the shit we need to hear about, like with Trump, but they started releasing stuff about all kinds of people. One of the guys in Trump's cabinet, his name's Larry Hasser. Is that his name? Larry Hasser? Larry Summers? No. I can't remember his name. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Hey, wait, it didn't come. The sneeze won't come. The sneeze won't come. Info and power broker, also incredible blackmailer. Well, the thing is that like I want to watch a genuine documentary about Epstein or something. I don't know. I mean, I did at some point. Point is that when you start getting blackmail on people, suddenly it's a lot easier to get anything you want done if you have blackmail on some of the most powerful people on the fucking planet, richest and powerful people on the planet. So anyways, the title of this YouTube stream on YouTube, the stream's title is what is it again? Cannibals and PDFs and cover-ups. Whoops! Which is supposed to be a play on lions and tigers and oh my! Which the whoops part, I don't know how much you guys follow anything, but there's a conspiracy theory. I think it's got some validity, but there's a conspiracy theory that Jeffrey used a code word when he said whoops. That was in reference to like, we're gonna kill this person, we're gonna get rid of this person. Oh, this person that we didn't like anyways died. Which that is in here. So that's one thing we're gonna start searching up just because it's a good place to start. And there's a couple in here that are just fucking insane. I already read all the whoops emails. Why isn't it searching? Why isn't it searching? Whoops. There we go. Okay. So some of these I think it's just a boomer saying whoops. I think I don't think I read past the first page actually. What is double whoops? You need to talk to boss. Agreed, but I need to be prepared to say yes before I talk to him. Sent from my iPad. Understood. It comes down to high risk reward, low risk reward, professional, emotional, and financial. Most girls do not have to worry about this crap. Girls, quote unquote, question mark, comma, careful, I will renew an old habit. This week, Peter Thiel. Thank God Peter Thiel has such an SEO name. We're gonna search up Peter Thiel. I hate him with my whole heart. Summers, Bill, Bill Turns, Gordon Brown, Jagland, Council of Europe and Noble Chairman, Mongolia President Hardeep Pure, India, Boris Gates, Jabor Qatar, Sultan Dubai, Crossless Harvard, Leon Black, Woody Allen. Woody Allen is best friends with Epstein. Woody Allen was ousted from Hollywood for being a pedophile. Context. You are, I think he must have been incarcerated, right? You are a welcome guest at any. Also, if you think there are any interesting people in town, everyone here is for Climate Summit. Clinton, Security Council, holy shit, I'm on redacted, likely name a victim, for next 30 minutes. Fun fact, the latest Discord age verification system is directly linked to Palantir, which is run by Pete. Yeah, so Palantir's a military contractor, but yeah, Peter Thiel runs most things. things that you're familiar with. Like, so I've been listening to this podcast called Acquired, which is a they don't reference politics in any way, but they talk about like tech startups and stuff. So they call Elon and Peter part of the PayPal mafia, which are I believe it was about 5 or 6 people who like initially invested in PayPal and became stupid fucking rich, and unfortunately now the richest technocrats in the world. And Peter Thiel is one of the worst. So the funny thing is, like, he's a more competent Elon, right? Like, he's a slightly more competent Elon, but exactly as evil and crazy. So, but he just doesn't tweet about it, right? So, like, Elon isn't crazy, but Peter Thiel, like, actively pursues evil. If we put Thiel on a one-way trip to the sun, it would be a net positive for humanity. Agreed. Anyways, so yeah, so doesn't look like you're prior to. Anyway, I wanted to look down. I wanted to wait. Wait, what? Train? Yes, I will be like the emergency room doctor at Lenox Hill. Put that crazy in room 1, gunshot in surgery, and the cook, well, he can wait. I mean, I think that was a joke. And that's after turning down misdemeanors? Whoops. Yep, and now he's a repeat offender. Double whoops. Yeah, we will now go through a period of self-reflection and despair. That's a joke. Reader governor. Governor's not Jewish? Of course not. He wouldn't have been so... What are they talking about? Correct. 1 time maybe. Twice? No way. Free now. I think I should do it. Let's see how you feel Sunday. Good advice. I don't want to give up my apartment in New York City. What the fuck are they talking about? I mean, yes, they're clearly talking about crimes, and they're talking about someone being indicted for a crime, and then them not wanting to get caught up in it because she wanted to stay in New York. So if the full-on conspiracy theory is to be believed, then they're saying that they should kill this guy before it gets out. There's one that I read in here that's just psychotic though. Animal Crossing music is sending me. Yeah, I know. Well, I think so. We can view the original documents. I am not a robot. Yes. Oh, nope. Shit. Okay. Well, there's lots of shit like this. Oops. What was the one that I wanted to view? This one's crazy. So this person says Elkman died. He says, whoops. Someone else says, he was the godfather of my daughter. Can you imagine? He says, how do you feel about it? She said, well, or whoever said, well, angry and sad. He ruined a great relationship, a friendship that I had. A lot of laughs. The first time I ever had a girl with satin sheets was a girl he fixed me up with. Was he medicated? I don't know. I called him 2 months ago, but he did not return the call. Not sure I'll be welcome at the memorial next Tuesday at 3:30 Campbell. I mean, this sounds like someone died and they knew that they didn't. Yeah, indeed. Also, it only occurred like when we started this stream, like these you can see how many people have starred an email, and then that's probably how we're gonna pick emails to read. That makes a lot of sense. And a lot of these emails are like repeats, so it's kind of hard to like view them properly. Oh, these don't. We lost the stars. Damn it. Sex? Jeffrey, please. I just need answers regarding my apartment, money, car, and whether I need to change my visa status and find work to get a green card. Okay, so here's a really big thing, you guys. Okay, so when they were trafficking these women, they were getting the women visas. Now, it is unclear. I mean, the women were asking for the visas. I'm assuming it was, you know, part of the transaction of them doing whatever was asked. And so by being sex trafficked, they were able to get a visa for the United States because Epstein has so many connections that he's able to just get people visas. Yeah, work trafficking is pretty common. I didn't know that. Why don't they release the investigation findings? That's what this is. The Epstein files are the investigation findings. That's what this is. That's literally what the Epstein files are, is the investigation into Epstein. Questions, read practicalities. What would you like to do? If I were you, I would apply for both the lottery and a green card. Working is healthy no matter what. I will help if you want, if you think it is useful. I will try not to torture you. I just wired $20K last week. Car, apartment, ballet, sex? Whoops. Sorry. Whoops. What? I don't understand your one-worded questions. I have not heard from you today. Have you left? Left where? No, I'm staying in New York. I am waiting for answers from you. Said you were going to Slovakia? Sorry, I thought you said you should get a green card and apply for the lottery. What questions do you have? See, a lot of these fucking emails are just about him, like, working on his goddamn house. No suggestion yet. How are you? Please, he has these stupid footers about how it's all NDA. I'm good. Blank's back. How are you? Back from where? She was in Slovakia for the last 2 years. Hates dogs. Whoops. Boyfriend? Do you think you will move in with boy sometime soon? FYI, the one looked as if she had put on that suction machine you had bought. So fat. Ha. It took a minute to decipher how someone got fat by suction. No intentions to move. What are you looking at? You're looking at the Epstein files. These are the emails and files related to a convicted pedophile. By the way, reminder that Epstein was convicted of pedophilia in 2008 and served time for it. So everyone who interacted with Epstein after 2008 knew he was a pedophile. This is the biggest political scandal to ever happen in the history of the United States. Like, literally every politician is in here. Not every politician, but like many. Donald Trump is all over these files. He was really good friends with Jeffrey, and then Jeffrey Epstein even said this guy's too evil to be around. Many professors are in here. All of the richest men in the world are in here. All of them. Sultans. All the technocrats, like Elon Musk is all over this. Peter Thiel he has tens of thousands of emails in here. The Rothschilds are in here, which is crazy. They all knew and still talked to him. Not just talked to him, went to him for those services. One of the guys the Unabomber blew up a bit is in here. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, one of the guys that the Unabomber killed is all over here. Yeah, there's so many professors in here. So many professors in here. A bunch of the new atheists in here. I don't know what that is. Let's Google it. I've heard that term, but I didn't understand it. New atheism is a 21st century movement promoted by some atheist academics, writers, and scientists. Oh, so that's the professors that are in here. And philosophers, as opposed to superstition, religion, and irrationalism. New atheists advocate for the anti-theist view that the various forms of theism should be examined, countered by rational arguments, and criticized, especially when they exert strong influence on the broader society, such as government, education, and politics. Major figures of anti-atheism include Richard Dawkins, Daniel Dennett, Christopher Hitchens, and Sam Harris, collectively referred to as the Four Horsemen of the movement. Prominence of the new atheist movement have experienced some controversy and criticisms from academics and other atheists. Oh, he didn't kill him. He just blew his hand off. How annoying. Not gonna lie, the only thing I think is shocking is how the government has handled it. The actual crime things and people in the files aren't that surprising. We knew most of these people were in it. We just couldn't confirm it. Paleontologist conference DinoCon banned Epstein professors. That's so funny. It's be kind of hard to be in the emails after getting killed like in the 70s and 80s. Oh, that's true. I didn't actually know when the if you had asked me, I would have thought the Unabomber was in the 90s. I miss when things were simple, like Watergate. I know, literally. I agree. It's not shocking, and it's not shocking, but like, it's not shocking because a lot of these things were classified as like conspiracy theories before, and were actually weaponized against other people. Like, remember Pizzagate? Pizzagate. The whole premise of Pizzagate was that a bunch of Democrats and Hillary Clinton were doing this. We're literally doing this. And guess what? That's not Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. The worst thing about Hillary Clinton in these files is that she was cheating on her husband, who, guess what? Famously was cheating on her. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if you're cheating on your spouse? That's as long as they're a legal adult, which by the way was a perfectly age-appropriate person for Hillary Clinton, is my understanding. Who gives a shit if you're cheating on your spouse compared to cannibalism, child sex trafficking in general, insider trading, manipulating the world economy, manipulating politics. Every government, by the way, every government is all the big government. It's not just America that's in here. It's a lot of Europe too. A lot of Europe. A lot of big European politicians are in here. This is like the world of darkness, but instead of all supernatural creatures being real, it's all the conspiracy theories. I know. Okay. At some point, I might try to talk about something that's actually not in the Epstein files, but is absolutely related, which is a victim's account who is not in the Epstein files because they weren't an Epstein sex trafficked person. They were sex trafficked as a child. They said that Donald Trump attended. It was like some sort of weird depraved carnival thing that was in the middle of nowhere in the United States. I think, or upstate New York or something like that. J.K. Rowling was in the Epstein files. Everyone's in the Epstein files. Perfectly innocent people are technically in the Epstein files because I actually don't. We'll look up J.K. Rowling, but there's perfectly innocent people mentioned in the Epstein files because they're just actors and shit. And Epstein was obsessed with actors and stuff. Like, partly because partly just because he wants to have sex with all kinds of people, but like also just like some of the people that was like providing him the women were publicists and agents for models and actors. And I don't know if you know this, but it's a very, very well-known thing that like famous people, famous women specifically, but not just women, to be clear, so clear, not just women, are often like told by their management, like, you need to go have a dinner with this person so we can get funding. You need to go have a dinner. You need to go have a dinner at this person's house so that you can get this role, or like of course the majority is female, but of course the majority is female, because the majority of powerful people in the world are straight men. So yeah, anyways, of course, like you said, Woody Allen was his bestie. Exactly, right? So that's the kind of people that there's plenty of that in here, like just verbatim, just saying like, oh, Epstein, come to my girl's movie premiere. She's very slender and nice. They keep using this word nice. Oh, they keep using this word nice. It just makes my skin crawl. And what they mean is like cooperative, she's not gonna make a fuss about it. She's not gonna kick and scream. That's what they mean by nice. Or not nice. Oh, she was not nice. Fat too. Ugh. That kind of shit is all over these. This. Oh boy. I leave tomorrow for 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you for your kind words. The solution, as you put it, is to get a job, a new place to live, and begin to live a life that entails contributing as opposed to merely consuming. The tough problem, as you put it, is your adherence to misplaced and exaggerated expectations. What's the solution to that? Find you a boyfriend? Find you a trainer? Whoops, calling her fat. How do I get you to understand that this is the prison of your ideas that holds you back? This is clearly some woman who has rejected him. Rejected, you know, being sex trafficked by him in exchange for a visa. I have full confidence in your advice when it comes to business and sex. I welcome and eagerly follow without hesitation. But at the same time, authority and expertise don't transfer into relationships or psychology, and you can't force people to follow with the same abandon. Or maybe dating. I always consider your view, but I have to make my own choices when it comes to my personal life. You have never given me a compelling reason why moving from New York City would be in my advantage. You actually tell girls to never leave a DTY because of their ex-boyfriend, so I have to have no urge to do so. I feel very happy every time I walk into my apartment, and I put a lot of hard work into designing and maintaining. I feel safe here. My friends are here. My company is here. There are countless opportunities, and my sex life is here. If you take all that away and put me alone in some strange place with nothing but an average job I could have here too, where is the positive? I can't even fathom the implications of such pointless move. I am in no place to handle it well, and I fail to see any advantage. That's why I have no intentions to leave. The right thing to do would be to guide me in building a business that will challenge, motivate, and enable me to lead the life I choose to build, with substantial direct responsibility and measurable results from my actions. We have tested the theory of responsibility, relationship, accountability through flying, and any of my instructions, co-pilots, emergency passengers, and employees would tell you I have done extremely well in such a short... Oh, this must have been one of his pilots. Oh, he's trying to recruit her as a pilot. That's what's happening. DTY could be bad OCR for city. Yeah, I think it's like city. Yeah, I think it was... There's a lot of weird... There's... On top of everyone just having horrible spelling and grammar, all these fucking boomers having horrible spelling and grammar, there's a lot of weird typos that came from how they converted the data. So anyways, you are the only person I know who somehow has a different view of my abilities. As a result of years of discouragement, I now have a lot to prove to myself and clearly to you, and I can't do that by settling for ordinary and following the path everybody else does. I get bored easily, and I will never do well in a situation where my potential is not fully used, so that's not really an option. For the record, this is not where I end up. This is where I begin. Is there a phone number to call you? I only use the number. Yeah, so this was clearly some female pilot, which, by the way, there was a couple female pilots that were referenced. Bro speaks like an Alhambric demon. He does! He really does. I suggest Caesars might be taking your time, but I thought we should craft some answers to Redacted. Do you know any other girls? She asked Westler. Why are you still playing extortion? If I now know, what else is there that she's threatening to expose? Tricky, ... Can I see the documents, transcripts, or tapes? Whoops, ... Is there any legal avenue to deal with Gigi? ... Are there other potentials out there? I would suggest you do not refer to extortion payments, but to attacks on the stupid/silly. Bad judgment. He's saying, should we sue her? Should we kill her? I would suggest you just pay it. Pay the extortion. You fucked up. To Brad S. Carp. Let's take a look at Brad S. Carp. Lawyer and former chairperson of Paul Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton, and Garrison. Hello, Belinda! You've come to a dark, dark stream. I've skipped down to the Epstein section of his Wikipedia. In January 2026, newly unsealed documents showed that Karp had corresponded by email with Jeffrey Epstein on personal matters. One such correspondence involved Karp asking on behalf of his son, a filmmaker, for an opportunity to work with Woody Allen. Oh, I heard about that. He wrote to Epstein in 2015, "I can't thank you enough for including me in an evening I'll never forget. It was truly a quote-unquote once-in-a-lifetime in every way, though I hope to be invited again," and praised Epstein in an email saying, "You're amazing." Karp also reportedly attended quote-unquote dinner gatherings at Epstein's home. Paul Weiss stated that Karp did not have a professional relationship with Epstein and that neither Karp nor the firm represented Epstein as a client. The firm said... They're not even talking about this one. We already read this one. A dark stream is underselling it, to be honest. Yeah, it's okay. The people need... citizens of the United States need to understand what... And frankly, the world... The problem is that actually in Europe, people are seeing consequences for their actions. Like, politicians who are in the Epstein files are resigning or being removed. In the United States, the people who are in the Epstein files have seen quite literally no repercussions on every level. The most repercussions I've seen for anyone in the Epstein files was Wasserman, who owns a talent agency that, you know, manages like Baby No Money and Chappell Roan. A bunch of talents resigned from that agency. There are just normal journalists in this fucking drop that haven't even lost their jobs. Just normal journalists. What? You can't just fire someone from their job? It's ridiculous. Oh my God. Really helping that jobs added figure. I know, right? Normal Americans, millions and millions and millions of normal Americans being laid off from their jobs, but they can't fire a pedophile who they just hired. This is what the founding fathers intended. There's a lot of just people's home addresses in here, by the way. A pedophile plus, no less. That'll be one of Teal's new ventures, I'm sure. What the? Sometimes it's easier to read it from the original, but most of the time it's not. You should dress... Blank said that she felt God's presence next to her when she was in bed. She knows that Jesus watches over her, and he helped save her life. Whoops. You should dress up as him when you see her. Of course, the "Oh Jesus, I'm coming" trick. Ugh, what is this one? Hello, Jeffrey. What time are you coming back on Thursday? I'm asking because I met a great boy at B. Blank and we spent time with him and friends on the boat. They were so nice to us. And he's coming back to Miami on Thursday until Sunday this week. Then he's going to Barcelona. He's home his home is there and Miami, but his business is in USA. Can I go? Then I'm 100% yours. He fell in love for sure, and we had sex. In case I can fly to Paris and Miami on Sunday. His name is blank. Thank you. Proof of bullshit. Yes, I remember that. I asked you one more time because of your schedule. How I understood you don't have any plans till the end of this week. We had planned to go to Paris, and I needed help on the plane. You asked if you could not go on the plane but fly to Miami. Shameful, shameful. I didn't realize it. I thought you were also going to be blank. Of course, if you need my help on the plane, and so I'm always there for you. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I didn't think about it properly. Silly chicken. It seems the clothes we threw out were blanks. Whoops. Oh boy. Who wrote the "Oh Jesus" part? Definitely Epstein. Some of these are really hard to read because Epstein just would forward himself a lot of emails. So like it looks like it's coming from Jeffrey Epstein, but actually someone else wrote it. Music making me think Tom Nook's name is gonna show up out of nowhere. We already read this one. This is a follow-up to the one we just read. Blank was keeping those old things? OMG, there was Blank's things. That said baby redacted. Does that mean Chick was the name of the victim? See, it's unredacted here and redacted here. These redactions are so bad. They're so bad. Happy birthday. This image contains an email thread between Larry Summers and Jay. Key information. Larry Summers messages. Inquire about guests and mention someone potentially bailing on dinner to attend the conference. Let me see the original. Sorry. Okay, let's read it in order. Baby, no money. May just say you have made major life mistake, but have to realize it yourself and cut her off. I want nice in addition to other things. Lisa is she isn't. Nice. Remember, nice means cooperative to being sex trafficked. To paraphrase your description of your shrink, blank, he is to lead me to the answer, so it appears I discovered for myself. Are you advising me, Lisa, or commenting on China culture? I think I need to seek excitement for next decade in ways other than women. Why not say you're making huge life mistake but need to figure it out yourself? She screwed up various meeting plans yesterday and gave bad excuses. I told her she was disingenuous and a bit silly. She's now trying in an awkward and rather high-banded way to be nice. Candidate strategy ... after dinner redacted or ... put her in a cab and say, I will always love you, but I will miss you. Goodbye. And then call, no text, no nothing, no explanation, and how to interact today. Pleasant, charming, sexy, whoops, asking too much. Also, if you like some private time today, I'm here. By the way, when you see crazy formatting and no capitals, that's Jeffrey Epstein almost always. She has not yet, but I think 60% she bails on dinner and decides she has to go to a conference dinner. All girls, all Chinese, all guests. HBD. What's HBD? Happy birthday. So Larry Summers was complaining about some woman that he was having some sort of relationship with, but also was a China correspondent, I guess. There's a lot of that in here. Because Larry Summers is in here a lot. He's one of the top emailed people, I think. And he was some sort of China politics correspondent. Okay, that's all the references to whoops. Mark's wife/girlfriend? I have just had a serious issue with Mark's wife/girlfriend. Andrew Lasso called me at almost midnight and said one of your guests from 10B was stopped by the doorman as he didn't recognize her. I called the doorman and he said that she was coming up but is extremely drunk, and she was swearing at him and threatening him physically and verbally. He said he was very close to calling the police. I walked into the corridor and they are in the apartment opposite me. She was coming down the corridor, unable to walk in a straight line, completely drunk. I came back inside as I honestly was too scared to deal with her. She obviously couldn't remember the code of her apartment, as I heard her trying many times. She started knocking on my door. I called the doorman and asked him to stay on the line with me while I dealt with her. Opened my door and she said, "What the fuck?" I called straight out and opened her apartment, and she turned and looked at me and said something else in an unpleasant tone and then went inside. And then there's some email, okay. Larry had his honeymoon on the island? The fuck? Really? Is that true? Or is that something we were supposedly just read? Oh! Oh my god! Okay. So this is... I don't know who Michael Rubenstein is, but whatever. So Jeffrey Epstein says, let the accountant and Michaels do everything. You schmooze and find me a baby mama. And then Peggy, who is a publicist, you know, manager, public image manager for, you know, actors, said, I have an appointment on Monday, August 22nd at his office. I told him that, sorry, this came out first. In the background, Rebusiness set up and Mother's Estate. He is Philip Michael's accountant. I'll bring him all the papers, I'm deal with Brian directly, Michael Phillips does not think Brian is stealing, but we'll get everything ordered. We'll have him deal with my brothers. So she's having some sort of family problems that Epstein is helping with. And then he says, let the accountant and Michaels deal with that. You schmooze and find me a baby mama. I need great genes, pretty smart, pretty funny. If you were 50 years younger, whoops, 40. Sonny for all the typos. Sent from my iPhone. Sorry for all the typos. A baby mama, ... If I wasn't 102, I would take that job in a nanosecond. Can't be the auntie mama. Can't I be the auntie slash mame? Auntie mame slash mama? I would be excellent at the job. Here's the problem. You have to find someone who will take it as a business deal and not get crazy emotional. A top girl will want a real relationship with the father. A girl who wants a certain life that she can't get it any other way as a candidate. She must be stable like a rock. Looking. That's what Peggy said. Jeffrey said, no Soros types. Sonny for all the typos. Sent from my iPhone. He clearly added this to, he said he added Sonny to all the typos to his fucking footer on his email. On his Wikipedia, on Larry's Wikipedia page, it said he has, oh god. I am thinking this is a position for a European who understands the mistress, in this case, baby mama, mentality. You need someone young without much of a career, maybe a professional student, someone who is kept and just keep going to school. Getting all sorts of degrees. Also, who doesn't have much of a family herself. The last thing you want is in-laws. Ha! I want to be a socialite is not the way to go. A wannabe socialite is not the way to go. Looking and looking, XO Peggy. No, but there is a commission paid from wagging tail. Wait, sorry. Then Peggy said, the emails are like screwed up. So she is a Brazilian and an actress, totally unstable. Listen to me. You need a European intellectual, not an author who will tell you, who will write about you. No showbiz trash. Is there an agency for this tall order? And then he said, no, but there is commission paid from wagging tail. What the fuck is wagging tail? Wagging Tail Media? Do you think it's this? No. No, no, no. This is some social media manager. Probably a code name? I don't think so. I have an appointment on Monday, August 22nd at his office. We already read that. Okay, we already read those. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff in here about him trying to get a baby mama, and then way later, she's like, I heard you don't want a baby anymore. Like, congrats, or something like that. So I guess he gives up. Some of the formatting makes this shit fucking impossible to read. Oh, this is that gross one we already read. Your photo. Jane Doe. Yeah, we already talked. This is still the gross one. This one keeps coming up. Ugh, so annoying. Okay. Did we go over the one that I found? Where he says whoop, whoop, whoop. I spelled it wrong. I brought her to the US. She worked for me for a year. She's been on the island, the ranch, etc. Great eyes and a little anorexic. Go no. A few months ago, I met an interesting... Okay, sorry. This is the first email. A few months ago, I met an interesting woman. What's new? And we stayed in touch. I invited her to the opening of Atelier something last Friday. While there, I discovered that she lives... And then the full address... And that about 10 years ago, she lived in 301. I figured she knew Anthony, and I told her that Anthony and I were partners on the property. This evening, I took her out to dinner and to New York Philharmonic to hear Beethoven's Ninth. It was great. Before the concert, I happened to ask if she had any brothers or sisters. She said no, and then she asked me, "Do you have a brother, right?" I'm assuming. Oh yeah, Mark. This is Epstein's brother writing this. You have a brother, right? I didn't remember mentioning anything about family with her before, but I said yes. I do have one brother, and we're both 18 months apart. She then said, "I know your brother. Her name is Redacted. She's a friend of the girl Susan that works for you. Redacted is Italian, tall, very slender. She said that when I told her I was involved with 301, she started to put two and two together. She then asked Susan what your brother's name was. Then when she said Mark, go figure. Then Jeffrey Epstein says, I brought her to the US. She worked for me for a year. She's been on the island, the ranch, etc. Great eyes, a little anorexic. Good to know. He said, no big deal, but did you screw her? No, I brought her over so I could listen to her sing. Did you fall on your head? He's obviously being sarcastic. He said, I thought she might have been too old for you. Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. And Epstein said, she was 21 when I brought her. Whoop, whoop, whoop. These people talk about heinous crimes. Like, I mean, I don't even, like, this is like Can I star this document? This does not have enough stars. I'm starring all of these. Heinous crime plus hard dox of victims. I know, right? Literally their full fucking address in the year and day that they lived there. You can easily look up who this person is. A lot of people trying to get connections to Hollywood people. Oh. Yeah, this does not have enough stars. If you go to the starred section, almost all of this is about Trump. (2008) AGI. Hi, Jeffrey. Curious if you have any further thoughts, plans to follow up on the various things we discussed. I wonder if this guy's in that AI documentary I've been listening to. As you may suspect, I remain eager to move forward on working together to accelerate progress towards a human obsoleting thinking machine. I'm in Asia through June 13th, but will be home for the second half of June. I hope your legal situation resolving itself suitably. If men cease to believe that they will one day become gods, then they will surely become worms. These are the kind of fucking people. By the way, this is like the epitome of the kind of person that's in these fucking files. Man, we really need to get rid of humans in the workforce and so that we may become gods. And it's not even just like, it's like literally like he wants to feel like a god. Who cares about what happens after that? I guess we'll make a shit ton of money. No movement in my situation, therefore no movement. Sorry. Jelaine Maxwell. I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Virginia spent hours at my house with him. She's never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. This is an email that's been talked about a lot. I'm kind of curious what is in here about AGI. Then we can go on to Teal. I've heard of that guy, Ben. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I believe this guy is definitely in the thing that I was the thing I was listening to. Starting to think they want to become like Greek gods based on their behavior. I'm not joking. That is unironically literally what they're trying to do. Here's this guy still here. Hi, Jeffrey. Hope you had a great holiday interval. I was wondering if you have time, interest to schedule another video chat sometime in the next couple weeks. I'm back in Hong Kong now. Your generous donation to help support the OpenCog team at Hong Kong Poly U is very much appreciated. Thanks again. Yet, I am also very cognizant of how great it would be to move faster. AI is picking up speed in media and industry these days. Yet, in spite of the exciting progress, there is not much to focus on there's not much focus on AGI in the deeper sense, and hence, still not much progress being made in the promotion. The real problem of AGI. Sorry, my eyes are starting to hurt a little bit. I have an MRI scheduled to check them out finally. Together, we could make a big difference in this situation and move things forward dramatically if we could find a mutually agreeable way forward. I tried to put together a grand AGI proposal for you when you requested it late last year, but apparently it wasn't quite to your expectations. Sorry about that. If you give some more specific feedback as to what sort of proposal you'd find most amenable, I can write one accordingly. You didn't even fucking respond to this one. In an insane world, the sane man must appear to be insane. Captain James T. Kirk. What's his email? What's his website looking like? This isn't that guy that wrote Harry Potter fanfiction, is it? Guys, is this that guy who wrote the Harry Potter fanfiction? Who's the guy who wrote the Harry Potter fanfiction? Relativism? Eliezer Yudkowsky. Let's see if he's in the Epstein files. I'm gonna be honest, I think he is. He was also someone's... Yep, here we go. Oh, he sure is. They Skyped. Ben was under his payroll, not surprising. Oh my god, this is when he was trying to get his fucking conference crowdfunded. 12 days remaining and 66% unfunded? When did it begin? Yep. Oh my god. Oh. It's just crazy that the stuff that I heard talked about in like YouTube drama videos is in the Epstein files. You actually read that fic? That's crazy. We're like 2 chapters. I heard it's not very good. Then we'll go to J.K. Rowling. Let's see what J.K. Rowling's up to in here. Looks pretty. I'll stick with Is this being endorsed as interesting looking good novel from the having blurb? Been read, or is it just being pointed out as I did the collection Wandering Stars and I recall that it had a few good stories. Wait, did that say Jews in hyperspace? Sorry, I literally just read that. I didn't even read the title. A good friend from my WoW guild like 15 years ago recommended it, but it seemed quite mid. JKR was redacted last I saw, but the way she signs her emails wasn't. That's so fucking funny. Oh, this is the same one. Reminder that you're just Skyping with this guy in an hour. This is about his Not sure what you mean. Nate knows you're Jeffrey Epstein. I checked not yet published info speculation past him before saying it. Wait, what is this email about? To be sent a hedge fundish person who is asked for more reading. Rob, Nate, any priority artists to text, especially the financial details at the bottom. 12 days remaining. Sorry for delay in answering. Was checking with Nate, executive director, to see what we knew about why the fundraiser is going slowly. We were experimentally trying to run this fundraiser during autumn instead of the year. Open philanthropy project included we need less money this year, which is not actually the case. It's running from September 16th to October 30th. Or were you clearing my name with him? Not sure what you mean. Nate knows you're Jeffrey Epstein. I checked not yet published info / speculation past him before saying it. What does that mean? You think this is still up? Nope. Okay. So what's JKR's thing that... What do I need to search to get her emails? Jeffrey, as you know, the top people in every field. Maybe you could help me. I want to meet J.K. Rowling. Could you help me? And I remember you said you used to know Julie Taymor, the lady who directed The Lion King. Maybe this fantastic lady, I admire her tremendously, would be a wonderful person to advise me to better understand the world of Broadway and London West End. Let me know if there's any chance I can get in touch with her. Thanks, my darling. I look forward to seeing you. Let me know if when you can get in touch. We'll be in Cannes or London. Love you. Jeffrey Epstein says, has had a tough time with Spider-Man. They're not... it's not a good place to invest money. Talking about the Spider-Man musical, that was a total disaster. So funny. This person was begging to meet J.K. Rowling. The thing I saw was JX, but Snopes is saying it's doubtful evidence. That is weird. I don't know why anyone would... Why would someone... I just don't understand why someone would... sign off their emails with JX. Like, wouldn't they just say J... Like, there's plenty of emails in here where they just... People put their full ass fucking name as their... Oh, this is J.K. Rowling. Or they're talking about J.K. Where's Rowling on here? Oh, no. This is just another anti-trans woman who's referencing J.K. Rowling. Writing to Trump? Who the fuck is this? To Pierce... Wait, what? Trump is the one who's going to hold them all... Should we even read this? I feel like I'm going to lose some fucking IQ points. Please help us. We will never get justice if they win. I'll be punished again, just like Epstein used to do when I didn't comply. Do you think they ever stopped raping and trafficking young women and children globally with Epstein's death? No. Trump is the one who's going to hold them all accountable. Schizo posting in the Epstein files for real, for real. Yeah, I want to see the original document. What? The fuck? This page is sponsored by ChatGPT. That's Trump, that right there. Which part? Oops. You think this is an email from Trump? Your fake news? No, but they were saying... Oh, it says external email. So this was not from... This was not from Jeffrey Epstein's. Both of these are women. Which part do you think is Trump? This one? Yeah, he uses less words. That's literally also what I was gonna say. It is very him coded, but it's got too many big words in it. My God, they're still talking about the fucking Spider-Man musical. Here's the same woman. At what point was it forwarded to him? It wasn't. So if it says external email, it actually had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. It was just another email in the Epstein files. The Epstein files isn't just Jeffrey emails. In fact, actually, there's a bunch of stuff that aren't emails at all. How do we get to it? There's something called J Drive or something. Oh, we can look at photos. Oh my God. Oh my. I did not realize there were gonna be so many people. Why is he mogging? It's clearly some sort of themed party. Who is this woman? Is that Ghislaine Maxwell? What does Ghislaine Maxwell look like? These photos are from those games where you spot abnormalities. He's backstage. He's taking the photos from the side of the stage. Okay, there's 7,000 photos. We're not gonna really sit here and look at the photos, but I do want to look at the documents. J Drive. So these are... Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just saw that there was 1.3 million files. I wonder if this is the actual... Yeah, oh yeah, these are the actual files. Oh my God. Love when redactions are only the victims' names. Am I right, boys? Where did it just go? Wait, where did it just go? I appreciate that they're actually sorted a little bit. Sorry, printer leaked all over the documents. Wait, what does this do? What the fuck is this? What is Gemini? Help you explore the digital archive of information related to Jeffrey Epstein. I can search through a vast selection of emails. Not gonna lie, this is a fair use of AI. Give me an email link. Supposedly related to cannibalism. Why is this AI faster than literally every other AI I've ever used? What the fuck is this? Okay, I don't think this is what people are talking about. This might be running an instruct AI, which is much simpler than thinking AIs like ChatGPT. Fair enough. Google thing had a thing that broke down about the seashore emoji. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I hate this song. Sorry, I gotta... Every time I get to this, I know we're almost at the end of the playlist. Rossetti? Well, I know. I just don't like the song. I like Rossetti. Actually, Rossetti made me very... Last night I was listening to Mark Zuckerberg's Harvard commencement speech. Quote, now an entrepreneurial culture thrives when it's easy to try lots of new ideas. Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built games, chat systems, study tools, and music players. Not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before publishing Harry Potter. The whole thing's just a quote. Yeah, we already read these two. What else were we... It didn't really show us much about cannibalism. Show me more emails supposedly related to cannibalism. There we go. This is the same email we found before. Discusses the videotaped executions as well as cannibalism in the name of God on behalf of something related to the Assad regime. Okay, that's not helpful. An email from Martin Nowak, likely a discussion about evolutionary biology, mentions cannibalism as a topic within areas of parent-offspring conflict and sibling conflict. God, this shit he was talking about with... Why the professors are the grossest of all of them. Okay, anyways, I was kind of curious about what is JVR? I can look at the things in VR? Well, not really. Oh my god, wait, yeah. Entrance to his house, I assume? You can go through the Epstein estate in VR? This is psychotic. What the fuck? What is this? What the fuck is this? This is the creepiest shit I've ever seen in my life. So many guest bedrooms. Epstein floor plan tour. Please call the rental office for rent rates. I know, right? This is crazy. Creepy closet. I can't believe... It's costumes. It's... Does that say baby? A Sailor Fuku. That's a blazer uniform. That's a school uniform. That's a blazer. And then this is pajamas that say baby on them. Oh god. What? Oh god. Oh my god. This is bad. You think? No. I just visited the Epstein Island. I wasn't in the room where the closet was filled with all kinds of children's uniforms. Yes, I did know about the room filled with children's uniforms. Why? Oh my god, they have all these... Okay. We're all just gonna have to remember that information is evidence and then not think about it. Welcome to the Gmail Wikipedia Encyclopedia. AI generated from government released. MC2 model management. Oh, it actually explains who the people are. Was a modeling agency co-founded in 20... I heard that this guy... Well, this guy's already been indicted. This guy was indicted before the Epstein files even came out. With substantial financial backing from Jeffrey Epstein, the agency operated offices in Gemini and summarized the document in 20 words or less. And Tel Aviv, and became the subject of law enforcement investigations and civil litigation based on allegations that it served as a vehicle for recruiting and trafficking young women and girls for Epstein's sex trafficking operation. Internal JP Morgan Chase reports from 2011 stated that MC2 Model Management and Jeffrey Epstein engaged in racketeering that involved luring a minor children for sexual play for money. Okay. The agency's name reportedly referenced Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared, with the E representing Epstein. So E, Epstein, equals MC2. So, wow, I mean, geniuses, a lot of them. Wait, what? Epstein owner props. Oh my gosh, Paris apartment. Okay, does anybody have any questions they want me to look up before we end stream? What the fuck is Jodify? Pause the Animal Crossing music.
He touched her breasts, her genital area and then used a vibrator on her genital.
I think that this is a little insensitive. I think that you're good. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I also don't need the audio. I think that having a cutesy Spotify themed repository for audio files is maybe a bit too much. What airport is that? Albuquerque. Let's go back to normal stuff like the VTuber ovulation tracker. The whole world just sucks, guys. Oh man. Oh, you can search by specific people. That's fun. I feel like that's not that many flights. That's not that much. Woody Allen. Rip Musk flight tracker. They could set up something like this. They just banned him off X. I was gonna ask about video game CEOs. Which ones? You guys remember when Lua played Wobble Dogs and stuff? I think about that Wobble Dog stream all the time. I think about it all the time because I swear to God, the guy who made the game, like, I wasn't the only person he was referencing, but he made a tweet about something related to my stream later. Bobby Kotick? Let's do it. Oh, I don't care about the flights. Let's go back to the emails. I think I also heard about Bobby Kotick. Whoa! 208 emails. That's not great, Kotick. It's not great, Bob. Hey, Bob. Can we do dinner when you're back in New York? Lewis, David, anyone else funny? Dice, Clay? Give me some time to add Woody? Dick Cavett? Will be there. Or coming in? I will also be there for a week in February. Let's call the boys, quote unquote. And see their story. Would love to do it. Except for my Verizon wireless BlackBerry. We'll be there 13th to 18th. Aren't coming the 17th of Jan. I'm referencing to Jan. No. I told Anna on the 21st for 3 days. Just checked my original email. They want the unfunny young guy. Wait, sorry. I need to read this whole man. And I mentioned that if it was okay, might hit you guys up again on 210 for 3 to 4 days. When I'm back again, I think in April. Work's looking really, really scary for next year. Working my ass off trying to rewrite my special to tape in May. Comedian. Who the fuck is this? Why are they redacted? Only way to make money is to get back on TV or get a good film role. Not easy after 50. Okay, and they're after 50 in 2012. Lewis? Coincidence? I think not. I know, I was also thinking Louis C.K. You've been wanting more streamers to play Wobble Dog? Go check my old stream. I played it like the day it came out. Not easy after 50. They want the unfunny young guys. That's why the Smothers Brothers retired and even Brenner is struggling out there. But Book is coming along great. Really want to do this dinner. Book? Can we figure... Hey, ChatGPT? Give me male comedians who were over the age of 50 in 2012. Completed or put out a comedy special in probably 2013. What else about this do we know? And released a book. Hey Claude, write me a function to regain hope in humanity. Okay, so there's two people. And I feel a lot stronger about one of them than the other. There's two, according to ChatGPT, two people come up. The first one is Bill Cosby, which is not even a little bit surprising. But I don't feel like this is Bill Cosby. The second one is Ricky Gervais. And he was 51 in 2012. Ricky Gervais feels more likely because Bill Cosby was 75 in 2012, and also, let's be honest, black. There's not really a ton of black people in this whole thing. But Ricky Gervais is also one of those fucking atheist people. It would make so much sense for this to be Ricky Gervais. Shit, I was coming in 20th. Blah blah blah. And you know how much I appreciate it. Just heard from Louis. He's around in New York City. No way that works for you? Sent from my Verizon BlackBerry. Let me check if I can rearrange schedule. You're such a good guy, and I appreciate you being my pal. You've helped me so much with the apartment. Things will turn around for me soon. The comedy just keeps getting better, and then it keeps getting less, and the work keeps getting less and less. I don't get it. The guys that run the clubs don't seem to care about talent, just how many asses you can put in seats. Didn't you say that you have planes in and out of LA often? With 3 to 4 day window, maybe I could do... Maybe it's someone we don't know about. I don't know. Out of Newark. But again, you've done plenty for me. Another dinner or lunch with your houses always makes my day. By the way, Louis is dying to have a dinner with Woody and Dick. Are they around 20 to 23? Like I said, Louis is 20 to 23. Hopefully we'll be able to stay that way. And hopefully Woody and Dick are around. Really wants to meet up with Woody Allen. One way, same price round trip. Thanks for the author. I can get as much... but I can write it off and get my much needed American airline upgrade status. You think eating in restaurants suck? Can you imagine flying cross-country in coach? Oi! Oh! Oi? That does sound like Seinfeld, I'm not gonna lie. We'll ask friends, Bobby Kotick from Activision, for example. Oh no. We'll ask friends, comma, Bobby Kotick. Jerry, say it ain't so. No, like I said, I'm good. We'll hit you up on the plane thing when I have a last minute gig / emergency. Thanks. We'll call Robin and see. Now that would be a dinner, but just Louis should keep you laughing, and I promise to help. How much Louis CK is in here? We are also around Saturday night, dragging to see some matinee. We'll make Friday work. See if other comedians are around. I know your quote-unquote favorite Louis isn't around. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Oh shit, I spelled it wrong. That's the wrong Louis. But he's also here. Same with Louis CK. Thanks for a fun night. Europe! Fuck yeah! God. I love when there's just like an insanely large redacted name. Huh, so Ricky Gervais apparently made folks nervous when he roasted Epstein in the 2020 Golden Globes. Well, let's see if he's in here. Let's see if he's redacted, because the other guy's redacted. What is this about? Hi, talk soon today. Understand you're in a meeting now. In any case, here's a screener leak. Needless to say, at this point, it's quite confidential. Thanks. This is the worst piece of crap I've seen. It is embarrassing. Beyond anything else you've ever done, the music at the end is the religious music of the fundamentalist Christina S. Silverman, Ricky Gervais are brain dead. The crowd's cheering and intros are nauseating as a Billy Graham revival. Why don't you attack the belief that love lasts forever? That people... This is... What? How high was he when he wrote this? That all people are created equal. That older women are as attractive and sexy as younger ones. That... blank. There is no scientific justification and proof of the concept of hope. That the feeling of love is a myth and that no scientific basis and should be discarded. The people, presentation, vitriol for others' beliefs is merely a different mental infection in a different guise. This was beyond distasteful, stupid. Having Cameron Diaz say that knowledge is power and wasting the digital imprint on such drivel is an insult to the power of the bits that it took to describe this idiot. Not even anime is that on the nose of the villain speeches. That's what I'm saying. That's the crazy shit about a lot of this. It's like they just say their beliefs. Like people Dawkins. Ooh. Damn it! Give us the password. Oh wait, we have it! Oh, they fucking changed it. Screener 1. Fuck! Screener 2? Shit. Oh, there's more. Wow, I thought it was at least entertaining. Sad face. And that we got some... Oh, no, sorry, it's not a sad face. It's a parenthetical. And that we got some science in for those who have never heard of this stuff and came for the stars. It is a rock and roll tour film that was meant to be seen in that light, which is how you should view it, I think. What the fuck is the movie? I thought ending it with a quote from Bill Pullman about people bashing each other's brains out was something you would appreciate. Namely, that it ended with the question, is any of this worthwhile? Does it get anything across anything? I insisted we end on that ambiguity. Did you watch the stuff during the final credits? There he said that. Watched every nauseating moment, like watching a car wreck, hoping that some small signs of intelligence would emerge. But alas, dead on arrival. Shameful, more painful than a home movie of Johnny playing the violin. But just imagine if you're not looking at the screen, every single word that I just said is misspelled. I am friends and a fan. He is emotionally misspelled, unstable, however misspelled, and trouble follows. I would misspelled be happy to fly him out in August. Trivers just emailed me again. Does he want to come and talk and maybe do some work on self-deception associated with religion, which I am interested in? Maybe when he does by the next year, you can come too. Yes, he has to be handled very carefully. A lit fuse at all times, I think, but he is brilliant. And I would enjoy actually thinking and doing something real with him. Never in August, though. Not here in Phoenix anyways. Wow. Violin, yeah. Okay, interesting. Other folks saying that Epstein did not like Gervais, which is interesting. I'm not really surprised about that. Who the fuck likes Gervais? A 2013 Cameron Diaz movie should be easy to find. How can he speak for another man who loves his wife as they age together to build a family? What? It kind of sounds like it's something that ever came out, but I guess we'll check. But yeah, 2013 or 14 probably. Probably 14, frankly, but... Where's her Filmography. Filmography. It's a separate page. Ah, it's this one. The Unbelievers is a 2013 documentary film that follows Richard Dawkins and Lawrence Krauss as they speak publicly around the globe about the importance of science and reason in the modern world, encouraging others to cast off religious and politically motivated approaches. It's this one. And politically motivated approaches towards what they think to be an important current issues. The film includes short statements by influential people and celebrities such as Stephen Hawking, I'll be honest, I can't pronounce that name, Sam Harris, Cameron Diaz, Woody Allen, Penn Jillette, Ian, can't pronounce that name, David Silverman. The film received mixed reviews, you think? Well, we got one bad review right here. Cue up Northern Lions rant about puritanical atheists. Oh my god, yeah. I saw that one. The New York Times described the film as too poorly made to entertain. That's so funny. This Lawrence Krauss guy is like all over the fucking Epstein files. Yeah, here we go. 8,000 emails. Jesus. Okay. I don't know why it's fucked, but I kind of wanted to search something that's a little goofier before we end. Oh, here we go. Here's some indictment of Ricky Gervais. Of course, I don't really have a view. I find the similarities between your presentation and the religious right highly amusing. I share your beliefs entirely, but recognize that in a world built on evolution, a random sample of ideas is always beneficial. Wow, none of these words are being spelled correctly. You are being ignorant of the basic concept. Know one strategy. Explore and occupy as many niches as possible. So if the environment changes, some strategy survives. I don't want everyone to think alike. Aw. Sorry, this depresses me, of course. Sorry for the waste of 76 minutes of your time. Thought there was a narrative thread beginning with the science and then moving forward to the atheist thing. Anyways, I don't want to belabor it. I was thinking about it since I got your first message. Would like to have a rational discussion with you about why the myths you mentioned are not as dangerous as the ones you were talking about. I don't think much of the Thomas Friedman, but his piece in New York Times today emphasizes to me the point I wanted to make to you. I also realize good friends can disagree and discuss their disagreements, and we will. I hope to do that. Hitchens was a pro at having a broad range of close friends to completely disagree with. Okay. Oh my god. So stupid. Anyways, that's the only reference of Ricky Gervais in here. It's just that email where he hated the movie. I was saying that he seems to have a very shallow view of attraction relationships. He can't accept that other people's motivations exist because they are not his own. How do you even write 8,000 emails? Well, I will say that a lot of these are like dupes. So like even like almost every email here is just one email. There's actually one, two, three. There's like 3 emails here. So these like 10 emails, it's actually only 3 emails. So, you know, not all of these are valid. I believe. I believe that's how they're counting it. I mean, Epstein has 1,070,000 emails listed in here. And by the way, as a reminder, we still have supposedly 3 million more documents to be released. He got banned. Oh, wait, search for Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. What sort of gaming was he doing? He got banned from Xbox. I did hear about that. It's mostly just about trading. Yeah, it's... Search for... I wanted to search for VTuber. Nothing. Hololive? Well, Hololive didn't exist. These emails only go up to 2019, so VTubers didn't really exist. How about Kizuna I? Anime comes up? Oh, I didn't think to search for anime. Whoop. Well, it's not surprising that anime comes up. We saw the costumes. My childhood dream comes to life this weekend. I finally joined my partners Stan Lee and Regina Carpinelli at the Stan Lee's Kamikaze at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And then they just like copy and paste the... Yeah, I mean, none of these are valid. This is just some guy copying and pasting the copy for a comic book convention he's going to. But technically, yes, anime is in the Epstein files. Miku? Nothing. Vocaloid? Nothing. The newer files had more anime refs? The newer files are in here. But it's only the emails that I'm searching through right now. I would have to go to doc, Jade Drive. Anime. Oop. What the fuck? Dear friend in all red. What the fuck is this? Hentai. No hentai in the Epstein files? Oh, I want to search something fucked. Really? Wasn't his plane called the Lolita Express? I don't think officially. I believe that's like a joke name for it. Sailor schoolgirl. Please transfer dinars. Schoolgirl would be crazy. Yeah, that's not surprising. What the fuck is going on with this document? Yes. What is this? What is this stuff he keeps getting? Dear friend. And then he gets like reports. It must have been some sort of email list he was on about related to fuck. Hey Squirrel Girl. Just checking in to see what your thoughts are on meeting up for dinner tonight. Did I see the moot stuff? Oh, yes. One of the founders of 4chan was in here. He had calls with Epstein. Honestly, the least surprising thing I've ever heard. Okay, we gotta end this. We gotta end this. Yes, and he brought back Paul because of it. Yep. Yes, Christopher Poole. Here, I'll show you. There's a cool guy you should meet. And they have a call. He's only 23. Read his bio. Lots of fun things to do. Boris Nikolic is a Bill Gates guy. Oh, and he met up with him in real life too, I think. Maybe. Oh, no. I think they just had a Skype call. Anyways, yeah, I think this is enough Epstein files. I was hoping to meet... Oh, sorry. I only just realized that. How long has my phone been off? Oh, that's so funny. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't even notice my phone, that my face tracker turned off. I'll just express myself with my hands. I'll have a puppet. I'll have a puppet talking instead. Nope, that's not me. There we go. Okay. So anyways, so I think that's enough. I was hoping I would be a little bit lighter mooded about this stream, but to be honest, it's kind of impossible to be have a light mood about this topic. And yeah, it really do be like that. It really do be like that. I'll try to have a stream that's not talking about the Epstein files next time, but no promises. Nyek. Oh god, that's been ruined for me forever. Anyways, please switch to something like Ed Gein. Stream again when Dow hits 60,000. Well, thanks for this stream. 3 Stew is just ruined. I know, right? How's the Unity app going? It's going good. To be honest, I mostly what the fuck is my other hand? I mostly transferred it over. So I'm doing it in partnership with a company, and they're gonna be putting out the tutorial instead. Because I was just like, the company is more clout than I do. It's better for the company to put it out. So the company's gonna be putting out it instead. But yes, it's almost done actually. It's just I just need to make some like what's it called? Quality of life improvements. That's what it's called. Quality of life improvements, and then it'll be out. But yeah, it's probably better for them to put out a not Epstein tuber. Nope. Not calling myself that. Nope. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great Sunday. I think tomorrow's a holiday in the US. Am I right about that? Did I do free work for a company? It's gonna be put out for free for everybody. Don't worry about it. It's like the exact same thing's gonna be happening. Like it's all gonna be the same thing, but this should just they're putting the tutorial out on their channel. President's Day? Oh, wonderful. Cool. Well, it'd be like that, I guess. Nyek. Lewis casting spells. The only thing I wish for my president is redacted. Big mood. Anyways, have a great Sunday, everybody. I fucking hate that it does. Why does it keep thinking that my arm's over there? Can't be fed posting on main. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Gonna stop the Twitch stream. I'm gonna stop the YouTube stream.